What is going on, everybody? Back on it, One Piece 474. You guys haven't seen 473 yet, so I'll try not to go on rambling too much beforehand, since it'll probably be a lot of the same questions. Just curious to see what Whitebeard's got. I don't know if he's just gonna try to charge in there, brute force it, and see what happens, or do we have a final trick up our sleeve? I mean, they've got them. I mean, they're pretty much going to be shooting fish in a barrel. They're confined, and then they got like they have like 2 escape tunnels that are like tight on both ends. They even though the Marines wanted to keep them closed completely, for them to get out, they'd have to funnel through exits. And like, it's not good. I didn't like our chances going into it. I definitely don't like our chances now that I've seen how it's gone even more. And I definitely don't like our chances at the current state that we're in. So I don't know if it's just going to continue to look less and less and less and less successful as like we keep going, but it has felt that it's been like the percent, like say we'll give Whitebeard the benefit of the doubt, say it was a 50-50 shot when he popped up out of the water, caught them by surprise, you know. Since that moment, I feel like it's just been, the stock has just been decreasingly going down every single episode. Like when Oars showed up, I took, okay, we're at 50%. I would even give the advantage Whitebeard. I'd say, you know, we're at 52, 55, maybe even 60. Oars going down, we plummet down to like 40%. Whitebeard getting injured, we're plummeting down to like 20, 25%. Them getting closed in, we're plummeting down to like 10%. So I don't know. Again, random fishman army. I'm just spitballing things here. But that's where we're at. So we'll see what we got. We'll see what we got. They really want to know if they had to deal with Whitebeard. Oh, these are all the other ones then. The other supernovas that got their shit slapped by Kizaru a little bit ago. Looks like you guys recovered, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's things they don't want people seeing. Correct. Correct. I think that's the first time we've heard him speak and it didn't involve him singing, right? She sad that Whitebeard might die? Oh, they're just getting the hell out. They've been there this whole time. Eh? The heart of the cards. Huh? That looks promising. That looks promising. And this is where we left off. Let's see what we got. Now he wants to drown him out. I mean, it's not good. Like, they've shown us his face a lot and shit. Like, what are you thinking, man? There has to be a plan of approach. Even Luffy's had plans in his arcs. Granted, he's never done something like this. You can say NS Lobby, of course, and Impel Down. Yeah, those are crazy. But there's a lot of plot things that helped us out with that. This is shit. Y'all that got Devil's Fruit powers, you need to get the hell out of there. It's fucking boiling. Alright, so like you see all this happening, right? Whitebeard, what's the play? Oh shit. Firing squad. So even if you happen to like make it back up onto the remaining ice that's there, they're just gonna shoot you. Oh god, and the Kuma army's at their back. Bro, it's literally gonna be like Whitebeard left and that's it. Whitebeard, you better quake that fucking wall down, buddy. Luffy. I was about to say, Luffy's gonna get hit. Somebody better snag him. I was about to say, it's that simple. Whitebeard could take down that entire wall with a snap of his fingers. Oh my god. It withstood. Oh shit. Damn. Now I'm curious, like, can he be burned? Because he's not molten himself, I'm assuming. But it'd be the same question. It's like, could Ace be burned by somebody else's fire or flames? Because I'm assuming he's immune to his own. Or what? How does that work? Like, if Ace or Marco was to get an attack off on him with their flames, you know, his Phoenix and Ace's fire, can he be burned since he's over here? I don't think he's a Logia. So maybe since he's not, he could be burned? But maybe if you're that element or anything close to it, you wouldn't be affected by it, or would you? And there goes the most iconic ship of the sea right there. Very curious of that. It's like, could other fires affect him? I don't know. Like, I'm not saying Ace is gonna break out and like get his fire on the Admiral, but I'm curious if he could be burned, or if Ace could be burned, or anybody that kind of like resembles an element. Would a similar element affect them? Flashback? Halfway? What are we looking at here? This is... the execution. Yeah. Oh, Garp. Like, what are you guys gonna do? They could do it right now and there's nothing you could do about it. They could have been done it, but I feel like Goku feels like they've taken out a significant amount of Whitebeard's forces, that even if Whitebeard escapes out of here, the blow that he's taken is massive. It would take him a long time to recover. Just the trust in anybody that wants to follow him, and just the bodies that he would have to recuperate. I mean, he's like, if you say Whitebeard has 1,000 men under his name, we're using that as a rough number. Maybe it's more to 10,000. Maybe it's more like 500. I don't know. He's taken like a 60, 70, 80% hit, and like, there's other strong pirates out there just as strong as him that have bigger forces that, like, it's just that bad. Keep charging forward. We're gonna see an unsolicited Conqueror's Hockey bust out. I mean, the man's just been screaming Ace for... I'm waiting to see like a rage come out. Yeah, everyone's rallying and falling behind. But like, Whitebeard... What's the play? What is the play? It is a trap. I don't know, man. And there's no getting out of this, by the way. It's a slaughter. It's a slaughter. The only reason Luffy isn't getting blasted away or sank to the bottom is You know why. Because they all should be getting lit up. Luffy included. He's not about to flex and bust out of those chains, is he? The unbreakable chains that I've heard so much about. Still no Whitebeard shown here, by the way. No Whitebeard shown. Luffy making no progress. I don't know. It looks so hopeless. So hopeless. I had to like, it was hopeless before going into it, but it was like an optimistic hopeless, like maybe they could. I don't know what Whitebeard has. And I guess he doesn't have anything. I guess he has nothing. I mean, they're getting slaughtered. They've been getting slaughtered. At this point, if you're Garp or Ace, you just want Luffy to just like stop. Just let it be. I mean, I really don't expect much different. Like I'm not expecting a different outcome. This is Jinbei. You gotta go. Jinbei, you gotta go get him. Jinbei, you gotta go get him. They're gonna cut us with the halfway. Build up the climax, huh? Yeah. I mean, I don't know, guys. I just don't. It's not getting better. The smooth saxophone sounds make it better, but I feel like at this point, if there was something to show, if there was an Ace Up Whitebeard sleeve or something, they would have been set into action by now. They are literally at the brink. I don't know how many forces they showed up with, but we've got to be at like 15 or 10% of the amount of people we showed up with. Like, it's bad. You couldn't do it with numbers, so what's the play? And even if Whitebeard gets out of here, what does he have left to... I mean, sure, he could rebuild it up, I guess. He's still Whitebeard at the end of it all. Just the name and the power that he has, but like... Oh, God. They're not going to kill him with Luffy down at the bottom of the ocean, so let's... He's not going to come up there and Ace is going to be decapitated. Everybody relax. I see some rumblings. Oars! I knew Oars was going to be still alive for one last little hoorah, huh? Yeah. I think we called this a couple episodes ago. That he gives us some juice here at the end. I don't know what he could do, because, like, he's a sitting duck, but, like, good God. Bro, if you could just raise your hand and bring it down. I'm saying literally raise your hand as high as you can, Oars, and crack down. As hard as you can. You could fuck some shit up. Even if he stands up and falls a couple feet forward, you could fuck a lot of shit up, man. I mean, he's a sitting duck. They could lay into his ass. They could freeze him. They could light damage him. Molten him. Kuma could run him again. Doflamingo could control. Who knows? Whitebeard, this is it. If there was any chance in the world that you pull this off, you've got to be there at the same time Oars is. You have to be up there. Like, you gotta move. Now. Yeah, yes, yay, he's alive, cheer, cheer. They can still cut his head off right now. Oh, man. Whitebeard, you've got to move now. They still refer to him as captain, even though after he did what he did, he needs to go. He needs to go repent some shit. You need to get up there, front line. I'm curious what's going to be the depressing, sad way that Oars goes down the second time. I was about to say Jinbei saved his life what 3 times this arc already. They're just gonna lay into his ass. Yeah. Now Ace has to watch this all over again. Mm-hmm. They will fuck him up. Bro, I just need you to literally slam your hands down a couple feet forward. No shit. He's begging this man. What's the... Okay, I mean, shit, at least Luffy's coming up with something, which is saying a lot. Sound effect is amazing. Oars, I need you to do everything in your power to stand up, man. If you could just fall forward. So do we eat this, or does Whitebeard do something? Or does... Holy shit. Is Luffy in there somewhere? What the fuck did he just do? You're telling me we could have done this the whole time? I don't know what this is, but... A distraction? Or is there some... oomph behind whatever the hell this is about to be? It's ocean water. If that affects anybody. Oh shit. Is he on the doorstep? I mean, he doesn't make it past one of them in his wildest dreams. I mean, great shot, him in front of the 3 admirals, by the way. But in his deepest pirate, king of the pirate dreams, he doesn't make it past them. So was that a move just to simply throw Luffy that way? There was no, like, secret power or anything behind that, right? I'm assuming. But bro, he's doing shit like that. Like, Jinbei, where were you at? I guess saving Luffy's ass multiple times. And facing off against Warlords 1v1. And escaping prison. Well, like, it looks cool, but what's gonna come of it? He's not. Okuji said it perfectly. He's not. He's not. He can't. He's not, and he can't. Even if he had the whole Straw Hat crew behind him, we've seen how that's gone already with just Kizaru. Whitebeard, you have to get up there too, you son of a bitch. Oh, now we want to coordinate attacks. We're going to charge into the plaza. You've been charging the whole time. The animation that they put on Luffy is crazy right now. It's actually pretty crazy. That's some of the best animation we've seen on him, in my opinion. I really hope they don't just, like, palm his ass. because like it looks cool, but like I think that's all it's going to be, is looking cool. Because again, like as great as that looks, maybe that, I don't know if people consider that well, I mean, sure, people consider that an iconic moment, right? Luffy right here. Surely this is like got to be one of the more iconic shots in all of One Piece. Like, and I mean all of One Piece. I'm sure this is up there when the squad assembles for the first time with Nami in Arlong Park. I'm sure that's up there. This has got to be up there. Maybe the first time Luffy going like Gear 2 or Gear 3 is up there. I'm just trying to think of what I've seen up to this point. I mean, this shot right here has to be one of the most iconic moments, right? But I have a feeling, even though it's probably iconic, it may be like a top 10 all-time like shot in One Piece. Maybe Zoro's up there with like I didn't feel anything, or whatever is up there. I have a feeling it's going to be followed up by absolutely nothing. Like absolutely nothing. Now, if Whitebeard gets his ass up here and Oars does a little bit of something, okay, sure. But if he's left to his own devices, aka just left to himself, the three of them aren't even needed. Honestly, Garp could jump his old ass down there and be like, Luffy, just stop, and just like, you know, saying for whatever, he doesn't want to lose a second grandson or whatever you want it to be. So we'll see what the follow-up is like. Great shot though. I mean, the animation and everything they put up there was pretty great. I'm curious why he brought the log with him. Did he need it to like be able to be thrown in the water, or they just like did it for an effect? And now I'm starting to think of like, because I try to think of like the why behind some decisions that authors make and writers make and manga writers and, you know, showrunners and everything like that. If you were just gonna have Oars still be alive and still be a factor to play, right? Why was the decision made to, I guess, like have him be knocked out for the entirety of this? Because he's a massive chess piece, and I mean a massive chess piece, and probably, honestly, from everything we've seen so far up to this point of the arc, I don't know how many episodes it is and how many episodes we're in, it's been like the only decent chess piece aside from Marco and the other swordsman, who happens to be maybe as strong as Mihawk. What the fuck is that about? But Oars is like one of the main of everybody here. Now, granted, again, I don't know how it would be if, like, I'm assuming Okaji could just walk up to Oars, touch him, and freeze his whole body. I'm sure Molten Boy could just walk up to him and probably just one-tap TKO. Sure, that probably does happen. Maybe Doflamingo can just easily control him with his ability. Sure. I wonder if Doflamingo can control things that are dead. Because at the time, like, could you imagine if he just controlled Oars' unconscious body? Just had him do things? Now, does the person have to be alive or anything? That's another thing. But, like, I feel like the ball was dropped on Oars Jr. this whole arc. The way he was utilized from a storytelling perspective, and the fact that he's, like, up and moving again. So we'll see how he's used. Maybe he'll have another cool moment in him. Regardless, though, I mean, Whitebeard's given some command. He's been telling people to charge and go the whole time, and the most recent command is charge again. So, some crazy shots here, though. Some pretty good shots. I'll be curious to see, because Oars is like right there at like the scaffold, right? Whatever you want to call that, the platform, the execution stage. Even if he doesn't do anything and just literally stands up and falls forward, he could just destruct that whole thing. Now, is it going to kill anybody? No, but I mean, it just creates chaos. They have to, like, Goku and them have to move up off of that platform if all Oars comes falling down. Now, again, granted, maybe, you know, Okaji just turns him to ice and they break him into pieces and he doesn't make it all the way down to the platform, but Doflamingo controls him before he hits the ground, or Kuma blasts him away. Sure, there could be those things, but I feel like Oars has been underutilized this entire time. I didn't like the way he was introduced and then just quote-unquote killed. And now I don't know if I like it even worse, or it's even worse now that he's still moving. I mean, I was saying it a couple episodes ago. I was like, Oars, if you're there, if you could just raise your hand and slap the ground one time, you could really be of use. I mean, if not, it's convenient. But see, that's the thing though. It's like, is it convenient? You've got this fishman, right? A warlord fishman, who without him, Luffy dies multiple times in this arc, okay? Multiple times, because no one else is going to be able to jet down there and get him back out of the water, you know? You can say, well, we see Zoro do it all the time. I don't know about that. With all the shit that's going on and the speed at which Jinbei's moving and everything, no, I just don't think it's happening. But like you show the way that like he's so loyal to like Ace and Whitebeard, and he's a fishman and can do all these things. And we don't have any other fish. I think a couple people told me like, oh, in kind of some of the zoom out shots, we saw like 1 or 2 fish. But like, let's be real now. Like we're not seeing any fishmen. As down as Jinbei is to like ride for this cause, I am shocked, absolutely shocked that there is not a fisherman unit in Whitebeard's squad, and like a good tactical unit. You can say like, oh, there was a couple. If you go back and look at episode this at this timestamp, there's a fisherman right there, and there's one random. That's not meaning anything. With how Jinbei has spoken of Ace and Whitebeard, I'm shocked they don't have like a mobilized unit of fishmen. Absolutely shocked. Cannot believe it. Actually, by the way, shocked. And on top of that is because you've like showcased Jinbei so much and the power and the strength that he has that we don't have a single other fisherman here. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. I don't get it. But we'll see what Viper has to offer. Oars is up and moving, so that's a great sign. We'll see. Again, my percentage, if we came into this episode and I thought Whitebeard had a 10% chance to win. And winning to me means rescuing Ace and getting out alive, not just swapping your life for his. Like you happen to get up there, but you've got to take so much damage and you give your life to essentially break Ace free and he gets out. I mean, that's an alternative route, but that doesn't win to me. Winning means like they get Ace, and they could be Luffy, they could be Jinbei, they could be Whitebeard. Somebody gets Ace and everybody gets out alive. That's what I mean by winning. And if you say we came into this episode and me thinking he had a 10% chance to pull that off, win, I would tell you right now that the percentage after that episode has changed to 10.5 with Oars shaking off his concussion. Maybe I'll give Oars the benefit of the doubt. We'll give it a 12% chance. I'm very, very curious how they plan to do this right here. Because, and now it's also starting to make me think like maybe he is a Logia, because the other 2 Admirals are. So maybe he is just like Molten. I don't know. But I say that to say, I don't know what Luffy plans to accomplish with like gatling the ice chunks back at them, because they're not tangible. They're just going to go through them or not hit them. And then he can't make contact with them anyway. At least to his knowledge, he can't. Now, does he tap into some hockey out of rage? Then he could, but he doesn't know that. He probably doesn't do that. I mean, I guess they could use a plot point of like, holy shit, what was that? And everyone's like, oh my god, that's Conqueror's hockey. Like everyone on the Marine side. But like Luffy doesn't know what he did, but like they do. They could do something like that. I guess that'd be kind of cool. But it's like, do you want to have an unknown power system just like bust out and work here when we don't even know what it does? But that's what happens to save him. I guess it could be all right. But he stands no chance against one of them, let alone all 3. So the only way that he like doesn't just get flicked back into the water here is like. Oars, Whitebeard, and everybody's got to be like there, ready to go. So we'll see. It's an interesting development. We had theories that Oars would still be up and moving, but I didn't think he was gonna actually like have a serious part to play. Like he's up and moving. So we've got a bunch of fodder left. I don't know how much or how many. We've got Oars, Luffy, Jinbei, Ivanko, Whitebeard. The swordsman that was semi-rivaling Mihawk. I don't even know if that's a true statement. The Diamond Devil's Fruit and Marco with his Phoenix. I think those are all the remaining players on Whitebeard's side. Now they haven't shown us Crocodile and Crocodile and Doflamingo in a while. I don't know if they're like scheming and plotting and gonna have a backstabbing moment here. But I guess they also didn't show Boa or Mihawk this episode either. So we'll see. We will see. I'm coming out of this episode with a 2% more chance than I had going in. So we'll see what we got. We'll see what we got. Appreciate it, everybody. Like your favorite, subscribe, and as always,